that's great. It's totally unnecessary. You can also just grab a pillow. So I'm going to use a pillow, and I'll also be showing yoga block variations. But for restorative, it's really just about giving yourself a little bit of support in the postures.
Oh, this is an hour.
So yeah, if you want to take a second and just grab a pillow or even two pillows, it can be pillows off your bed or off your couch. It really doesn't matter. That's something to help support your body during the practice. I think you'll be glad you have it. But again, any props are totally optional. You can definitely do this entire practice with no props. And does anyone have any questions before we get started? You can always just unmute yourself or just put it in the chat box. And that goes for throughout the class. So if you have any questions as we're going, yeah, just feel free to chat it in the box or just unmute yourself really quick and yeah, just fire away. Usually someone else will have the same question. So it can be really helpful to ask questions. And I want to be respectful of your time. It is 4:30, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start today in child's pose. So go ahead and come to the back of your mat. And you have two choices here for child's pose, and all are completely valid. So you can either bring your feet and your knees together and then lay your belly on top of your thighs, and this will allow your spine to round. And then you can bring your hands down by your sides, and it just gives like a really nice release and rounding for the back. Or you can take big toes to touch and knees wide. And this will allow for actually sort of the opposite to happen in the spine. So this is going to allow for more opening of the front side of the body, a little more compression in the spine, a little more opening in the hips. So just find a child's pose that feels right for you. And then if you want to go ahead and grab your pillow, you can actually do child's pose with your pillow underneath of your belly. And then I'm actually going to just go ahead and practice with you guys so that if you need a visual for anything that we're doing, you can go ahead and pin my screen. That's one option. Or if you just want to look at my screen, if you need a little guidance, totally cool. That's what I'm here for. As you can see, my cat Drogo is loving my yoga prop right now. About to go kick him off. Sorry, bud. Give me my pillow. You can have it when I'm done. So if you want to take child's pose with the pillow, you're just going to place the pillow between the thighs. And you can kind of bear hug the pillow and either rest the forehead, or if that's uncomfortable, you can just rest one ear. And this is just an optional way to take child's pose. It's just a little bit more supportive. Yeah, and we're gonna move really slowly in this class. This is a restorative class, so we're not really gonna stand up at all. So you really have time to explore some of the postures. So go ahead and take that time. Sorry guys, I'm just letting people in from the waiting room. And then in your child's pose, just go ahead and start to bring your attention to your breath. Just observing the breath. Whatever's comfortable for you here. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, or in through the nose, out through the nose. Both are totally fine. And allow your breath just to settle into an easy rhythm. Something that feels very natural and comfortable for you. And in this child's pose, we're gonna just take one more big big breath in. This time, breathe in through your nose and let it sigh out of your mouth. And then really easy, whatever variation of child's pose you're in, you're just gonna slowly roll up onto all fours. And then if you have a prop of any kind, you can just toss it to the side really quick. And then just easy, just kind of swaying your hips and your shoulders side to side. So just bringing in some easy movement here, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, and then making sure the knees are coming right under the hips. And then finding stillness in center. We're gonna take some easy cow and cat. So on your inhale breath, just allow the belly to soften and drop towards the floor. And lift the heart center towards the sky, looking up just a little bit. And then as you exhale, just really slowly press your mat away around your spine. Good, and go ahead and do that 2 more times, just really nice and slow on your own. That's it, guys. So inhale, just allow the belly to soften, no holding of the abs. And then exhale, just a gentle engagement as you round up into cat pose. And then coming back to neutral spine, we're gonna just do something called wag the tail. So you're just gonna really easily lift your feet off of your mat. And you're just gonna bend your spine sideways. So you're gonna look over your right shoulder towards your right toes. And then you're gonna switch to the left side. So this is a great way to really wake up and stretch out the side body and move the spine in a different direction than we normally move it. This is really good for the facet joints down the spine. Yeah, and just take one more to the right, one more to the left, nice and easy. And then just coming back to tabletop position. We're gonna take thread the needle. So you're gonna bring your right arm to the sky and then thread your right hand underneath of your left shoulder. And then go ahead and release your head all the way to your mat. If you want a little bit more opening, you can walk the left fingertips forward or maybe even all the way behind the back. All just options, and feel free to play and find a variation that really feels good in your body today. Yeah, and just noticing and being totally fine with that. Your body's gonna feel different every single day. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we're just doing thread the needle on the right side. Take your time, get in. Coming right back to breath. And then to unwind, you're just gonna press your left hand into your mat. Easy, right fingertips to the sky. Take a moment here just to open up, expand through your chest. And then come back to all fours position. And then one round of cow and cat, just nice and slow. Drop the belly, lift the heart on the inhale breath. And then slowly, slowly articulate through the spine, rounding into cat. Neutral spine, all fours. Thread the needle on the left side. Inhale the left hand to the sky. And then thread it all the way underneath of the right shoulder. This time dropping left ear to the mat. Maybe walk right fingertips forward. Maybe right hand comes behind the back. Maintaining steady breath here. And then slowly release. Press your right hand down into the palm underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, sweep your left hand to the sky. Take one round of breath here to really open and expand. And then easy tabletop position. Crossing your feet, your ankles behind you. All you're gonna do is roll over the tops of your feet and come into easy seat. And then we're just gonna start to move the spine a little bit more. So you're gonna draw your ribs back in space, over to one side, forward, and then over to the opposite side. So really, really slow Sufi circles here. You can use your hands pressing into your knees and your thighs to help this motion. So really go deep. And you can speed this up or slow this down. Just really listen to your body. Go ahead and take one more in this direction. Using the breath. And then go ahead and reverse. So just whatever way you have not gone, just go that way. And yeah, if you're moving through this big circle and you find a place that feels a little sticky, you're welcome to hang out and just breathe into that spot. Really nice, guys. Just 2 more times here, nice and slow. You can even close the eyes. Really start to go inward. Get in tune with the body. Deep, deep breath in and out. And then coming back to center, sitting very tall out of the sits bones. And then just drawing the soles of the feet together. So easy hip opener to start. Butterfly pose. And then rock side to side. Just remove any flesh from the sits bones. And then if you have pillows and you're tighter in your hips, you're welcome to take a pillow under either thigh just to help support. So that's an option to use the props here. And then start to lengthen out of the spine. And very slowly, we're gonna bow forward. So you don't need to overdo this here. It's really just going as far forward as you need to go until you feel that gentle stretch in the inner hips and the low back. You might even feel it into the inner thighs. It's really just going to depend on where your body holds tension. And then start to slow down the breath. And then just play with maybe sinking down on every exhale. Lift a little bit on the inhale. And then sink down on the exhale. It can be micro movements here. Really focusing on breathing space and ease into the body. Take one more full breath in. See if you can allow yourself to go just a little bit deeper on the exhale. And then slowly roll up through the spine. Come all the way to sit. And then use your hands underneath of the thighs just to gently bring the legs to close. Bring a little bit of space between the feet. Hands can come behind you. And we're just gonna hammock the legs side to side to release the low back. Nice and slow here. We don't want to trigger any nerves. We're just trying to release, lubricate the joints. And then we're going to reverse out the same way we came in. So just crossing your ankles. You're going to roll over the tops of your feet until you make your way to a tabletop position. From tabletop, just easy, draw your right foot forward to low lunge. And then just start to sink your hips down. So you'll feel a nice big stretch down the front of the left hip. And then this is a really nice place to grab a prop. So if you have your yoga block, or if you have a water bottle or a pillow, if you're tighter in your hips, you can always prop yourself up a little bit. And we're just gonna breathe here in this low lunge, releasing the left hip flexor and the left psoas. And then if you want to go deeper, if this is accessible to you, you can start to take the quad stretch. So you will bend the left knee, you'll reach your right hand around, grab at the top of the foot, and then slowly start to pull the foot into the left glute. So it's a little bit pretzely, but it feels really nice. Now this is a very deep stretch. So if this is too much, you totally do not have to take this option. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. And then if you have the left foot, go ahead and with easy release, control the descent of the foot. And then coming back up onto the hands if you have reclined down, and we're just gonna press our hips back into Ardha Hanumanasana half split pose. So if you want to adjust at all here, you might need to just kind of slide the right foot forward. Flexing the right foot is going to increase the intensity of the stretch. If you just want to relax the foot, that'll ease up on the stretch a little bit. And then again, if you want to grab your block, like this is a really nice place to just elevate, breathe into the right hamstring. So really finding a variation in all of these postures that work for you. And then if you're feeling open in your hamstrings today and you're ready to go just a little bit deeper, you're just gonna start to rest your forearms onto your mat. So your belly and your chest will start to rest onto the right thigh, and this will really deepen the stretch in the right hamstring. Just make sure whatever variation you're in, that you're able to easily breathe. Super, super important to keep the breath. And then very slowly, start to come back up into your hands if you've come down onto your forearms. From here, we're gonna move to an IT band stretch. So this is also pretty intense. You may not have to go very far to feel this. You're gonna try to keep your hips exactly as they are, all you're gonna do is walk both hands to the right side of your right leg. And now the further you walk your hands towards your right hip, the more intense the stretch is gonna be. And if you draw your right hip back in space, press the right heel forward, that will also intensify the stretch. And if this is too much, go ahead and bend the right knee. Oh, give you some nice release there. This one always really gets me. I don't know about you guys. This is where I really have to remind myself to breathe. And then just really easy, start to make your way back to center. And then all you're gonna do from here is bend the right knee in. You're gonna press the right foot back so the leg is extended. Here, I'll show you guys from the side. And then all you're gonna do is just press into the right heel until you feel like half stretch on the right side. Just nice and easy. And if it feels good, you may wanna kind of rock forward and back to help to release the right calf. Or you can just hold, whatever feels best. Nice, guys. And then we're just gonna do everything on the left side. So from tabletop position, go ahead and easy draw the left foot forward. Try to get your heel in line with your hands, and you can literally just pick up your leg if you need to do that. That's totally good. And then from here, just slowly allow the hips to descend towards the ground until you feel the opening in the front of the right hip. Yeah, never be afraid to grab your block, especially as we hold the postures. Sometimes you actually need just a little bit of a break. You need to come out for a couple of breaths and then you can sink back in. So if it gets to be too much, just give yourself that little rest. I really love the restorative practice in conjunction with the power, because the power is where we really come to push our edge and to challenge ourselves. And restorative is where we can really learn to tap in and listen to our body, really practice our intuition. So just come to this class with that little bit of change in mindset. And then nice and easy, just start to elevate the hips. We're gonna press the hips back into our half split, our Ardha Hanumanasana. So again, flexing the left foot is going to intensify the stretch. And just allowing that foot to relax is gonna be a little bit less. Sending the breath right down the back of your left leg. If you're ready for more, you're more than welcome to take the variation of your forearms down to your mat. If you've lowered onto your forearms, go ahead and press up to your hands. And we're gonna work our way into our IT band stretch on the left side. So just slowly pivoting both of your hands to the outside of the left leg. And then really press your left heel forward in space, draw the left hip back. It's a really, really small motion, but it makes a really big difference in the body. A couple more rounds of breath. Stay right here. And then really gently start to walk your way forward again. Just bend the left knee, and we're gonna go into that calf stretch one more time. So all you're gonna do is just press the left foot back and just shift your weight back until you feel that nice stretch down the calf. Again, one other option is to wave the weight forward and then press the weight back. And then easy, just go ahead and draw your left leg into tabletop. From your tabletop, we're going to move to frog pose. So if you would like a little more support from your mat or from pillows or anything, you can turn sideways on your mat like I'm gonna do. And then all you're gonna do from here is leave the 90-degree bend in your legs. So you want 90 degrees in your hips and then in your knees. You're gonna flex your feet, rotate them out as you start to lower the inner thighs towards the ground. So you want your knees and your hips to be in alignment here. This is obviously a very intense hip opener. So I like to go ahead and just place a pillow under my torso. It just helps give me a little more support. So you can double pillows up. You can use your block. You can even rest your forehead on your block. Whatever allows you to start to relax into this posture. I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but it is possible. And then all of that tension in your groin, if you're having a really hard time letting it go, you can do a little bit of a really active stretch here. So just easy, press your knees into the floor. You're gonna feel everything engage, and then exhale, release. So if that feels okay, you can do that a couple of times. So inhale, you're just gonna press the knees into the floor, engage, and then as you exhale, just really let all the muscles go. Yeah, so you can do that as many times as you need to really release the groin and the hips. And then once you find a place of semi-ease, just commit to stillness. We are going to hold this posture a couple of minutes. So again, if the intensity is really building for you here and you need to just press your hips back or forward for a couple rounds of breath, that's totally fine. Go ahead and give yourself that little bit of a break. And we're going to slowly start to make our way out. So to do this, I recommend pressing your forearms into the ground and just really slowly shifting your hips forward until you're laying on your belly and your legs are just hanging out behind you. And then from here, you can just easy close the legs a little bit, move slowly. And we're just gonna bend our knees and windshield wiper our feet from side to side. So you can be in sort of a Sphinx pose, and then just easy let your feet go behind you. And then lower the feet down. Draw your hands under your shoulders. Press yourself back to an easy child's pose. Just for a couple rounds of breath. Release the hips, release the low back. And then bring yourself to all fours position. We're just gonna take easy hip circles here. So you're just gonna slowly send your hips back, side, forward, and side. Just helping to release a little bit after that long frog hold pose. And then easy switching directions of your hip circles, and just make these nice and slow. They don't even have to be big at all. And then making your way to a seated position. So you can just cross your ankles and roll over your feet, or just however you want to get there. We're going to come into a variation of Janu Sirsasana. So extend your right leg to the right corner of your mat, and you're going to draw your left foot into your inner left thigh. Now start to rotate your torso open so that you can start to work into a little bit of a side bend here. So if you're tighter in your side body or in your low back, this is another really great place. You can grab a block or your pillow, and you can actually just rest the forearm on the blocks. It will help to elevate the body a little bit. And if you want a little bit more chest opening, you can go ahead and bend the left elbow and really start to rotate open. And then if you want even more of a restorative posture, you can rest your head in your right hand. So no strain on the neck. Just chilling. And really breathe with every inhale into your left lung. Allow the left lung to expand and the left side body to stretch. And then all you're gonna do from here is simply rotate your torso and release your nose towards your knee. So you can keep the block there for a little support. Or if you're looser in your hamstrings, if you're feeling good about that today, you can remove the block, whatever you need. Just changing where you feel the stretch in your back. And then easy, come all the way up to sit. We're just gonna switch sides. So go ahead and extend your left leg to the left corner of your yoga mat. Draw your right foot to your inner left thigh. Start to rotate the torso open, so your belly button will face your right knee. And if you want your block, go ahead and grab it. You can just place it on your inner left calf. And you're just gonna start to side bend over. So just breathe here first. Just get a sense of how your body's feeling on this side. Maybe you want to grab a prop. Maybe you want to get rid of it. And then maybe start to bend the top elbow, really rotate open. And then last step would be to rest the right elbow on your block and then rest your head in your your left hand. And on this side, you want to send the breath into your right lung. Really allow it to fill and empty. And then very slowly, start to rotate your torso so that your nose faces your knee. And then start to bow forward from here, whatever that looks like for you. Begin to walk your hands up, bring yourself to sit. Moving into double pigeon. So all you're gonna do is keep your right leg bent. You're gonna cross your left shin on top of your right shin. And then go ahead and adjust your hips so that you have 90-degree angles in both knees. We're working into the outer hips now. So we did a lot of inner hips and inner thighs in our frog pose. So we want to counter that and work the outer hips. That being said, this is a very challenging posture if you are tighter in your hips. So please do not stress about this posture. It's totally cool if you're literally like this. Most people, that's normal. You can grab your block or a pillow and you can place it underneath of the right knee. This can give a lot of relief for the hips and the low back. The other option is to place it between the legs. So you can really play with whatever feels good in your body. If you are able to stack your shins, you can start to really easily, as long as you can keep your sits bones grounded, fold forward. Just really nice and easy. And if you're taking this variation, nice to have a block here as well to rest the forehead. Just allows you to really hang out. You can also place it on the lower level. Just really play with it. And then if you've reclined forward, just easy start to press yourself up. And we're just gonna do a little can-can here to switch sides. So this will be really the only core work I think you do the entire class, I promise. So you're just gonna extend your left leg, extend your right leg, and you're just gonna switch. And then again, take the time to really set up. You can adjust your hips, adjust your feet, grab your props wherever you need them, under the bottom thigh or maybe between the thighs. Yeah, just kind of play. We have time to explore the postures in this practice, which is really nice. So definitely take advantage of that time. And then wherever you are, really root down in your sits bones. See if you can lengthen the spine, lengthen the side body. Create more space for your lungs to fill and empty with breath. And if it is available to you this evening, you're welcome to begin to recline forward. And then if you've reclined forward, go ahead and press into your palms. Bring yourself to sit. And then all we're going to do from here is just slowly extend the legs forward. Let them rest onto the mat and then just give them a shake. So use your hands to kind of wiggle out and massage your thighs, and you can work down your shins and your calves. Just release any tension out of your legs and your hips. And then we're going to come into seated forward fold. So this is another posture that I love. A prop. I'm going to use a pillow. 2 pillows stacked on top of one another is really great too. It really helps to elevate the torso. And I'm going to bring my legs out wide. This is just one option. You're welcome to do legs together. But if you want a little bit of support for the belly and the torso, you can put the pillow between the legs, kind of like we did in child's pose. And then same thing as in child's pose, you're just going to start to recline forward. You can just kind of bear hug your pillow. It's very comforting. And then you can just rest either your forehead or one ear onto the pillow and just try to relax. So we're not flexing the feet here. We're not really engaged in the legs. We're just really allowing everything to let go. And then slowly start to press yourself up. Go ahead and remove any props that you had for that posture, and then really slowly just start to make your way onto your back. We're gonna come into some sort of inversion. So that can look different for everybody. You're also more than welcome to take legs up the wall. That's a great inversion. So if you want to move your mat towards the wall, just kind of get close to the wall and then just slide your legs up. That's a really nice option. You're welcome to take plow pose or shoulder stand. Those are going to be a little more active. I'm going to do supported waterfalls. So I'm going to take my yoga block. You can also use a pillow for this. I do recommend just kind of doubling the pillow up. And what you're going to do is place the block just kind of on the low height. And you're going to put it right underneath of your hips, right on the sacrum, the flat part of your spine. And you're just going to lift your feet to the sky. So we're literally just reversing the blood flow, allowing everything to drain from the feet, from the legs, and then making it easier for blood to get back to the heart. If you start to notice any little feelings of tingling or even a cold sensation in the legs, that's totally normal here. It's just all the stagnant blood emptying out. And then whatever variation you're in, just slowly start to make your way out. You can just easy bend your legs. Bring your feet to the floor. And then just go ahead and slide the block from underneath your hips. We're gonna come into fish pose next. So again, you can use the pillow. If you're gonna use the pillow, I recommend just making it like doubling it up so it's a little bit skinnier. And then you're actually gonna just put it underneath the shoulder blades. So you're gonna sort of do like a sideways fish pose, but this feels really nice too. So you're gonna get the same opening. So this would be the variation with the pillow. And you can do the same thing with the block. It's just gonna be a little more elevation. So two options here. You can either take it long ways on the spine, or you can take it sideways, sort of like you would with the pillow. So this is gonna be a little more like chest rib expansion. And then the long ways with the block, it's gonna be the traditional fish pose. It's gonna be a little more heart expansion and throat expansion. So it's really whatever you need this evening, whatever is calling you. And then just really easy, slowly roll to one side, just off of your prop. Go ahead and move that out of the way. And find a happy baby. Drawing your knees wide outside of your ribs. Rocking from side to side. And then when you're ready, you can make your way to Shavasana. So releasing your legs and your arms. Getting very heavy.
Gopala, 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 Shri Krishna, Hare Murari, He Natana, Vasudeva, He Natana, Vasudeva Enadana Vasudeva Gopal 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 Hey Gopal 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 Shri Krishna Gopal
Begin to deepen your breath. Invite easy movement back into your body. Draw your knees into your chest and roll onto one side. Bringing yourself all the way up to a seated position, taking your time. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And then exhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. And in honor of the divine light that shines in each and every one of us, together we bow and say, Namaste.
Namaste.
Beautiful work, you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Sunday evening. I really appreciate it. It's lovely to see everyone's faces.